going to answer a few questions that were actually in the workshop itself, and we can cover those. Should I tell the hiring manager I applied and request a few minutes to talk about how I can bring value? Okay, here's the thing. In the workshop, we talked about how, the necessary evil of going through the motions of applying online and, going through the app and doing that, but also the how unlikely it is that will ever either reach a human being, or even more unlikely that it will ever reach the actual hiring manager or person who has the power and control, the ability to say yes. They'll never see it. And so what happens is too many people get rejected from a job and they think, oh, this company sucks, they suck, the job sucks, I suck. No, because nobody saw it. Because it was filtered out through an applicant tracking system long before either a human touched it or the human who touched it has 15 to 25 recs that they're working right now, talking to hundreds of candidates, and they're just looking for, I got a square hole and a square peg, does this person fit? They're not thinking about it. Okay. So that's why in the workshop, I recommend and we show how to get around that. Okay. And how to actually find a real living, breathing human being who has the power and ability to hire you, have that hiring manager. And that's a whole other thing. And I work with people, on developing those strategies and how do you research those people? How do you find their contact info? What do you say? How do you reach out? But that's what it's got to be. To this question here, should you tell the hiring manager you applied and request a few minutes to talk about your value? In a smaller company, you have a better likelihood of actually reaching someone. Okay. In a large company, you might get the blow off of, hey, you know what? That's great, but our HR team's handling that. Or did you apply online? What you're looking for here is you should reach out to the hiring manager. You should tell them, hey, I wouldn't say right out of the gate, hey, say that you applied. I would include that, but I wouldn't lead with that. Okay. Because then what they might do is they've got too much going on. Let's say, you know what, our recruiters will get back with you. Okay. Hey, I'm going to paraphrase here, but something to the effect of, hey, Billy Bob, I understand that you are looking for an XYZ. I have, 15 years experience doing this with boom, boom, boom. Name your competitors, name the big players. I've successfully done this, this, this. I can bring a lot of value. I've already applied online, but I'd like to, I wanted to make sure that you saw this because I know that there are so much noise, so many applicants. I want to make sure that you see this and perhaps, and again, don't send your resume as an attachment. Okay. Those get filtered out. Do it as a link. Okay. I've attached my information to clicking this link here, or happy to set up a phone call, and put your LinkedIn profile, whatever it is. And, set up a time for you and I to speak directly, on this so I can elaborate on that. And it's okay to say, hey, look, I know that with so many candidates, such a workload that your recruiter is working on that it may never even see the light of day. But I wanted you to see and understand this value that I can bring. Okay, that's it. You got to take your shot, and you got to say it 3, 4 times. Okay, in the email, in the communication, on site, when you get them, all of that. Okay, so yes, you should mention, but mentioning that so you don't get the blow off. And you don't want to wait till they say, oh, we'll go and apply online. I've already done that, but I want to ensure that you see this because I know the level of competition. I know that a lot of things never make it to your desk, but here's this. And here's how that works in the real world. So if I am the hiring manager and I see this, and I know that, the recruiter, junior recruiter out there is working on this for me, and they put everything on every site imaginable and they're going through it and going through resumes. Let's say they start with 1,500 resumes, not unrealistic. Okay, and they whittle that down to 100. Okay, then they're trying to whittle it down to 50 or 30 or something like that. Okay, um, what you're doing is you are ensuring that you're making your case. Okay, like I said, that's the idea, and you can even say that. So look, I'm sure with the volume of people out there, it may never see your desk or make it past that, but with this value. And so here's the deal. I know as the hiring manager that the recruiter's just basically a screener. They are the bouncer at the door for me. Okay. Yet if someone comes to me and reaches me and somehow miraculously reaches me directly and says, oh, well, hey, I've done this, this, and this for your competitors. Here's the deal. I've already applied. I'm in the system, but here's this. Then what would happen is, and I've had this happen so many times, okay, when I recruit, a hiring manager would then call up the recruiter and say, "Hey, I know you're looking at a lot of people. Bob Jones over here reached out to me. He says he's applied. He's someone that I want to see. Okay, so make sure you tag him and pull him out." That's why you do it. That's how you do it right there. Okay, because Susie Q may have overlooked it, never seen it, didn't understand it. But if the hiring manager calls and says, "Hey, this guy called me. He's already applied, but online, his resume's in the system. Make sure you tag it. I want to see him." Okay, set it up. That's how it works. Pure and simple. Okay.